Thank you for joining. This is the A-Life AV Hackathon, standing for audiovisual. The idea here, I'm assuming you all know what's a hackathon. Someone doesn't know what's a hackathon? You all know what's a hackathon, great. So the idea is basically a hackathon, but to do audiovisual performances or creation. So you will have the chance with what you create of performing. You're not obliged to, but you can on the Friday closing party. Okay, so I'm going to suggest a few libraries that you can use for this. Some of them, some of them you probably know them. Some of them are very nice because we have the creators here. So you can ask them questions. We also have a tutorial tomorrow, I think, on SwissGL, another library I'm going to talk about, and the creator is also going to be here. So what's an AV hackathon? Okay, I just wanted to show you a video of what's not exactly an AV hackathon, but an algo rave, in case you're not familiar with it. They look like this. And the following year as well, like next year.
Just come, like, let's make sure that everyone knows each other. So, like,
Yeah.
that's why. Because I know I'm boring, and like sound-based, but
Yeah.
sometimes the concern is deeply relevant. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss any kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's happening in this round is type of So the goal is not exactly to do a algorithm. So you can, but you don't have to do live coding. Actually, the libraries that we're going to show, some of them, they don't allow live coding. Some of them do. But just so you get an idea of what this can look like. Again, here doing the title for music. Visual, he's using a different library. Yeah, if you check on YouTube algorithm, you will find a lot of inspiration. All right, so I'm briefly going to talk about Tolvera, SwissGL, P5, Hydra, and Tidal. Jack, who is the creator of Tolvera, will explain a bit more in a second. So I'm just going to very briefly mention. Actually, I'm not going to say anything. He will say everything about it because it's kind of silly. So SwissGL, this is a library built on top of WebGL. So you can create things like this: particle systems, mesh systems, particle linear, fireflies. So this is all running on the browser. So everything is running local. So, quite cool. It's also, I think, yeah, you can also interact with it. Like you can drag and drop things. You can make them interactive. So these two libraries, Tolvera and this one, they allow you to do any kind of visualization, but they're a bit, very in line with A-Live research, right? So while normal algorithms would be any kind of visuals, what we're hoping here is to focus around, A-Live inspired processes to create the visuals and the music. Yeah, this is interactive reaction diffusion, so you can guide it with this. All right, so SwissGL, Hydra or Hydra. This is live coding. So here you can see the code on the side, and then you can just modify it on real time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just changing random values, but this one and also the title cycles is kind of cool because you can create interactive sessions. So several people can collaborate on the same code in real time. So you can make something interactive. Yeah, and this is the last one that I want to show. You can run this one on, well, is it on the terminal directly. You can run it on VS Code. There's an extension. So you can use the live sharing VS Code to have 20 people writing the code together. So it's pretty cool. There's a bit of syntax, but now with GPT, you can learn it very quickly if you wanted to use this. I'm not going to say anything about P5.js. It's kind of the go-to library when you want to learn how to do visuals. It runs in the browser too. And there is a very nice resource by Schiffman called The Nature of Code, how to implement Scala automata, anything A-Life related. Very nice website. So this is for the libraries. So the plan that we had, I don't know if you wanted this interrupting, if I'm forgetting something, but the plans that we had was to do a bit of a session to see where shared interests are. So we're gonna bring some post-its and markers. Post-its and markers. Yeah. Is this the only thing we have, or we have more?
Yeah, that's the only thing they brought in.
What if
we could actually put the post-it on the wall?
Yeah, I was thinking with the markers on the glen. No?
If you bear responsibility with FN,
yeah.
I'll
take the fight. So maybe we can move that, and this is a bit small, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's walls for post-its.
Okay, so the idea is that you write a concept. Say you're interested on self-organization. So you just put a post-it with your name if you're around, if you're interested in this concept. If you like another concept, I don't know, particle systems, just write particle systems, and then we put post-its. The idea is to use this as a way to create groups to make the work that you want to create. Make sense?
And the concept could be both quite general, like self-organization, or maybe it could also be tools if you really want to work with one of them, or it could be very diverse. So it's a little bit just to have an open brainstorm session where to kind of self-organize organically into groups. But you can also have, I don't know if you have question also already now. I mean, as we have maybe, I don't know if you have read it, it's a very hands-on workshop. So the idea is really that it's not about us, teaching you about all these tools, but it's more about you trying to experiment with some concept of Alive and some audio or visual elements. And it's really up to you if you also want to make a performance at the end, short, or want just to explore this afternoon about certain library, or want to try something. Yeah, it could be audio or video or visual or both. You can also, of course, we incentivize you to work in groups, but that's also, of course, up to you if you really have a, because that's also the idea of hackathon usually. And yeah, but I don't know if you have question also now at this point. I mean, we still have.
No, everything was super clear. We will provide you with, it's a hackathon, so we will provide you with energy drinks. We have 2 boxes of, we have many boxes of Club Mate. They're in the fridge.
Oh,
amazing.
Great, thanks.
So serve yourself, take as much as you want. We have bought too many.
We have way more than those.
If you don't know Club Mate, go easy on it. It has a lot of caffeine. But it's very good. The first bottle is hard. The second one, So, okay, sorry. So
shall we do, the introduction of Tolvera first?
So maybe we'll do that, and I will prepare the post-its in the meantime.
Yeah.
Then we will do this after, but just to gauge the crowd. Has someone come with an idea that they would like to pitch potentially for people to work on it? No one. Okay, perfect.
Great. But then that's great.
Ideas will arrive. Okay, so you want to do Tolvera?
Sure.
And I will prepare the post-it session.
Yeah, I just don't have the Zoom link, so I don't think.
I'll forward to you. Just right here now.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you know.
Came to do this
Okay, perfect. Thank you. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just pass some of these. I'll put them on the wall with the tape.
I don't take there. Shall I
Where is
let
it?
go?
I can
Because
go.
I want to ask, I can put ask them to bring one, yeah.
I can get on the.
Yeah, you can also, no, analog is maybe close, but you can ask FM to, yeah.
Was waiting for this Zoom link, but maybe I should just type it by hand.
Oh, you.
I don't think I received any. But maybe I can
You
just
send it?
copy this
Scroll bar, ooh, yeah,
614
640,
757.
67251. And the button. Wait, you haven't received it?
No.
Send it to you, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I see this.
Um. And you could almost do it from his computer unless you want to share from you. But as I mean, don't worry, we are not tight in time. So.
Basically, as they interact with you, and it hopefully makes some pleasant noises instead of just, yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be bad. I'm not going to pitch that. It's not a full enough idea to pitch. But yeah, it's
really hard to measure that build. So people say like you audio. It's also such a cultural thing, and for visual things it's rather yeah. Like the one on the gyro.
like you can look at noise. It's usually pleasing, but noise doesn't sound pleasing.
In many cases, probably
Yeah, okay. So
Okay. I just did an airdrop to myself.
yeah. So I was thinking about how do you assuming you're relying on some
Okay, here we go.
procedurally generated result to generate sounds. How do you do it in a way that's how do you do it in a way that is written?
Recording in progress.
Oh yeah. So okay. I think you then also need to let me screen share. Oh no, wait, maybe I can do it. Sorry. Share sound. Let's go. Thanks. No, it's great. It's great. Thank you.
Just put into full screen.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so this is my library called Tolvera. It's if you've used P5.js that Elias was mentioning, it's kind of aiming to be a bit similar, but the main idea is that it's all Python and it's all GPU via Tai and the library has a bunch of built-in concepts and little models that can get you kind of started. So this kind of flocking scene that we see here, I'll just randomize it again. It's generated by this code. And so the basic idea is that you have a render loop that returns some pixels. And you can do whatever you want in between. And there's all these functions that you can use, or you can just write your own stuff. And so you can just do like, to install it, you can just do pip install Tolver. And then there's a website, tolver.is, that has various things, including just an introduction, some videos. There's a guide that's quite detailed, but mainly probably what you want to look at is the examples. This will take you to a GitHub repo that's separate from the main one at the moment. And then these are all little examples that you can run. And so why you might want to use it is, well, we don't have much time in this hackathon. So maybe this is a quick way, if you're already a Python programmer, to get something running at 120 frames per second and sketch out some ideas. That's ideally what I would love this to be useful for, is sketching ideas for people like yourself. This is the first time this has ever been used in a hackathon. This is all new stuff. So if you find bugs or anything like that, please let me know and I'll come help. But the main idea of Tolver is that it doesn't specialize in one system. The whole point really is that you can bring in as many different A-Life or other systems and mash them up together and compose them together. And then you can interact with them in real time. So I've been using this tool as an artist. I'm a musician, and I work in a research group in Iceland where we design musical instruments that use AI in different ways, and that was the background of this. And this is my first time coming to this conference. And yeah, I've been making art installations and performances and all sorts of stuff with this library. And so different ways you can interact with it. So in this kind of audio-visual realm, there's a protocol that people use called Open Sound Control. And it's kind of like a Ethernet-based arbitrary messaging format where you can just have a URL and an arbitrary set of data types. And most people who do this sort of work that Elias was describing use this protocol. And this is built into Tolver. So if you want to like, make a sketch and then try and interact with it or connect it to another system, like if you have a synthesizer or some other thing, you can connect it basically. There's also built-in computer vision. It might run extremely badly through Zoom, but let's just see what happens here. Okay, so if I stand still, you should see these guys start to trace my head and hand. Is that visible to you? And whatever this thing is over my shoulder here, you see my head in the middle? So this is like a slime mold that is tracing is following my image on the camera. So there's lots of computer vision examples. These are just like basic drawing examples. I guess probably there's a bunch of 3D printers in the Air Lab next door. If anyone wants to grab one, you can use Tolver to do 3D printing. So you could 3D print your A-Life whatevers. You can export videos. You can use interactive machine learning, which is what my paper tomorrow is about, the combination of A-Life and interactive machine learning. You can live code it using this library called Sardine. So if you wanted to kind of not just write scripts and run them on your command line, but actually edit code live, you can actually code down to the GPU kernel, which is quite fun. If you have a PlayStation controller, You can connect that and control. This is, yeah, mine's in my bag. I don't have time to set it up. I can show you after. This is a little game called Asteroids. Get it? It's like asteroids, but they're boids. You have to shoot them. There's no point system. Okay, so also someone was mentioning sound. There's a really cool project that you probably haven't heard of. It's a Python DSP library for real-time audio programming called Signal Flow. And it means that you can write code like this and have sound come out. And it's basically a C++ audio engine with Python bindings. And I wrote a paper recently with the author of this library, and we have a ton of examples where you can, okay, I don't know if the sound is going to come over Zoom. Let's try it. Whoop. Yeah, so the sound. Whoop. Go away.
8, 7, 10, 9, 12, 11, 13, 15, 1.
So this is just showing how you can use this library to load and draw and play a waveform. So wait, I should have a more interesting example. Let's try this one. So here you have some particles that are, when they cross this line, they're triggering like a sample buffer to play. So these are all just little demo bits of code that you can maybe use as starting points or like ways to get inspired about what you might make. And I'll be here. Feel free to ask me any questions, but if your question is, can I use Python library X with this? The answer is more than likely yes. You can have PyTorch tensors that share the same memory as TaiChi, like the graphics library. So I'm especially interested to support anyone who wants to like do some weird machine learning on this stuff. Yeah. All right.
I have one question.
Yeah. Yeah.
You train it?
You can do. Yeah. So by default, it will just create like a randomized mapping. But then you can yeah, just train it on the fly. So you could, yeah, do it. There's way too many things I haven't even thought of that you could do with that yet. Yeah, so our research group is Intelligent Instruments Lab. Yes, yes. No one remembers it. We need to work on it. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you have there's Solvera, but there's also other, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the interactive machine learning comes from this other package called Anguilla, which is also really, really fun. Yes.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah.